Hey guys, it's Chris Meredith from FiddleTutor.com, and that was a lovely little toe tapper called John McAlpine. You might recognise the tune though from the song The Rattlin Bog. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a warm-up, which will be an A major scale exercise in the primary finger pattern, and then we'll get rosined up and started. So A major has the second and third fingers close together, both on the A and the E string. So that's the primary finger position, as you can see. We're going to start with a crotchet. At the top it's going to be a crotchet, and as we come back to finish on that A, that will also be a crotchet. Okay, so I'm going to count you in quavers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay, so we're going to go through the walkthrough of John McAlpine. So I'm going to take you through step by step. I'm going to play each phrase 3 times before we move on. John McAlpine is a 16-bar tune. Okay, so the A part is 4 bars, which is then repeated. So when you get to the end of the line, you'll see the repeat sign, which is a bold line with 2 little dots. And that's telling you to go to the start of that line or to the next repeat mark. Okay, and then you would repeat that and move on to the B part, which is also 4 bars repeated. Now this tune has some common phrases, so we've coloured those in, and we won't review the common phrases, so I'm just going to go over them once and then we'll skip through them as they come up again in the tune. I've also put in some suggested bowing, but bowing is very personal, so you don't have to bow this way. I just thought it might make it a little bit easier for you if you weren't sure about what bowing you wanted to use. So we're going to start on a C sharp on a down bow as well. Okay, so after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down, up, up. Now you'll probably see that I'm holding my second finger down. That's tunneling. Okay, so I'm allowing myself to play this open A with my second finger down on the D string, and that's going to be a very useful technique for you. So we're going to play that phrase one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down, up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down, up, up. And this is why I've kept my fingers down, because on the next phrase, all I need to do is lift that second finger up, and there's my first finger E, ready. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and... So it's kind of like a little scale with just your first and second fingers, just no third finger. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay, last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay, next we would go on to that purple phrase again, but we've already done that 3 times, so we're going to skip over that one and go straight to the end. So at the end, you're going to start on that first finger E, you're going to go over to open A, E, C sharp, long B, long A. Okay, make sure you give those notes their full value. Okay, that's the long B and the long A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and... One more time. Last time. Great, so what we're going to do is I want you to practice those little chunks and then we're going to put them together and do a whole A part. Okay, so now we're going to look at doing the whole of that A section. We'll play it through with repeats as well. Okay, so I'll count you in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down, up, up. Down, up, up. Long notes, repeat, and long, up, up. Long, up, up. Great, so what you want to do is go over that a few times just to make sure that that's definitely in your brain, and then we can move on to the B part. So the B part, again, it also has a common phrase as well, and we've coloured that orangey yellow. Okay, so you're going to start on a C sharp, and you'll notice as well that there's also a repeat sign at the start of that line, and that's because as you get to the end of the line, that's where you're going to go back to repeat from the start of the second line. Okay, so we're going to start on C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, you'll notice that I'm holding down that first finger F sharp as I go up to that third finger A, and that's because I'm coming back to that first finger F sharp. So we're going to play it now for the second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more time. 2, 3, 4, and moving on to the next phrase, we're going to go from an E to a C sharp, so okay, so a couple of things going on here. When I move over to that third finger A, I'm keeping that C sharp here, so this is like an arpeggio. Keeping that second finger here and putting my third finger here allows me to come back to that C sharp as well, so it's a little bit more tunneling. So we're going to go third finger down, long B, okay? The other thing I've done is I've put in some suggested bowing. Again, this might not be your cup of tea, so you don't have to bow it like this, but this is just an idea. So we're going to go down, up, up, down, up. And this is allowing us to start the next bar with a down bow, which is the same as the first bar. So you kind of want to be starting on the same bow if you can. Okay, so we're going to play this another 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, then we would repeat the orange section again, so we're going to skip that for now, and we're just going to go straight to the end. So we're going from the E to the C sharp, that's the 4th bar of the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and long, long. Okay, just make sure you give those crotchets their full value. And again, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Great. Okay, so now as with the A part, you should go through that section by section, make sure it's fluid, and then we're going to play the B part. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through the B part with you with the repeats. So we'll go all the way through the second line to the end, where you can see that bold line with the 2 dots. That's the first repeat sign, and that will take you back to the repeat sign facing the other way on bar 5. At the start of the second line. Okay, so I'm going to give you a count of 4 in. And remember, with those longer crotchet notes, you need to move the bow a little bit slower to get a nice, even tone. So starting on a C sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Up, up, slow bow, slow bow, repeat, up, up, slow bow, slow bow, slow bow. Okay, and then you can link that back into the A part to play the tune as many times as you like. Okay, so just some words of wisdom for you while you're practicing. When you're playing the tune in its pieces, make sure to take care over the harder sections of the piece. So that way, when you do play the whole piece, you'll be able to play it evenly. Start steady and increase your speed slowly as well. Remember, this will help you to reinforce the good techniques and not practice the bad ones. Always practice smart from the start. And if you have any feedback or comments, please let us have it. Before we get on with this really rocking reel, lame. Second and third fingers close together on the D string, second and third finger close together on the A string. The highest quality they could be, do you know, that could be the experience.
My name's Shona Mooney.
I'm Carly Blaine.
I'm here with FiddleTutor.
With FiddleTutor.com.
Now let's go and learn those tunes. Oh!